Hey YouTube, I'm back this time with a July and August wax empties. I really didn't have any wax empties in July for, I don't know, like I have one reason. One reason is because if you guys follow my Instagram in particular, you would know that I spent about 2.5 weeks in Europe on a family vacation in July. So during that time, I was not burning or melting anything. So I live with my boyfriend and he likes when I burn and melt, but he doesn't care enough to do it himself. So that's part of the reason why I had like literally 1 or 2 items of wax emptied out in July. But also I was just at a point with my wax melts where I didn't really have anything that was about to be done. And then I just had like a landslide of wax in August. So I have quite a bit going on here. So I'm really excited to share this with you. So I'll just start with my Bath & Body Works candles and then we'll move on to wax. So the first one I finished up is this Mango Dragon Fruit. This is from spring of this year. The keynotes are Island Mango, Pink Dragon Fruit, Bright Mandarin, and Red Currant. Has that kind of hammered rose gold lid here with this almost salmon colored wax and this peacock paisley looking label. So I find the label to be okay, but 2016 Mango Dragon Fruit will always have a place in my heart. I love that kind of like Home Depot orange color of wax, but this one was just fine too. So that's how it ended up. It burned all the way down. It has a little bit of like icky residue around the side, but unless it's completely disturbing, I really don't mind that at all. I like Mango Dragon Fruit because it's nice and fruity. However, with that said, if you want something that's not artificial, this is not your candle. This is like candy fake fruit, all right? So expect that from Mango Dragon Fruit if they bring it back in 2018 and if you would be in the market for it. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I really love fruits, florals, whatever. So spring and summer fragrances are my jam. So I'm all about this. However, if you want something, especially in the spring or summer, that smells light, airy, natural, would not recommend. However, I personally like it. So yeah, I thought it burned just fine. I've been having an issue for the last year or so with Bath & Body Works candles kind of petering out in terms of their throw. Again, about halfway, which to me is a no-go. I really can't do that if I'm going to be buying Bath & Body Works candles. So I'm kind of debating starting to melt them instead. I don't know, whatever. But I burned this one all the way through. So yeah, again, would recommend it if you want something that's candied, something that's like kid-friendly, I would describe it that way. But yeah, I'm sure you can't get it right now, but it's very possible that they'll bring it back in the springtime. Okay, the next one I used up is for you guys, pretty out of season, but remember I'm in Melbourne now, so here it's still winter for about 3 more weeks. So I burned a Twisted Peppermint. This is from the Holiday Traditions in 2016. The keynotes here are cool peppermint, sugared snow, vanilla buttercream, fresh balsam, and hint of musk. Same thing here, it had the kind of like a Christmas tree lid. Burned down just fine. Looks kind of icky, but I feel like that just happens with white wax especially. So yeah, some residue along the sides. I feel like this one especially is a little bit gross, but like I said, that doesn't ever bother me unless it's like completely horrid. So even though I said that in the last year or so I have had an issue with Bath & Body Works candles really petering out halfway through, I think that because Twisted Peppermint is kind of one of those like throw you out the window kind of candles. You know, don't bring children around this, don't bring grandma, you know, whatever, your frail aunt. I think this one kind of survived that problem I think that Bath & Body Works has been having because Twisted Peppermint is so strong in general. So again, the fragrance lasted the whole way through. It definitely got weaker by the end because, you know, it's just what it'll do. But I could smell it the whole way through, whereas with these, I really can't do that anymore. So, would repurchase. I'm hoping that these will be available in October when I'm in Kansas next, but we'll see because I would like to pick one up for next winter or for Christmas. So I'm not really sure if I'll desire a Twisted Peppermint when it's hot here, but you know, to me, this is my holiday fragrance. I wear Twisted Peppermint every single year in December. It's my thing, so I don't know. We'll see. If it's not available, I'm not going to die, but I would like it to be. The next candle I finished up was another good one. I had a good 2 months, I guess, of candles from Bath & Body Works. This is the Peach Meringue that came out weirdly last winter. If you want to know what this smells like, imagine this. Georgia Peach, vanilla. That's it. So they have all this foofy language here, like the fragrance notes are fresh peach nectar, golden apricot, juicy nectarine, and whipped vanilla. Okay, whatever. It's just Georgia peach and vanilla. I think it's about a 50-50 blend of those. Love me some peach meringue. I would totally buy this any season, all the time. This was a great candle. Okay, so those are my 3 candles that I burned through. If you know me from my old channel, I used to burn maybe 5 or 6 candles a month, but I've definitely slowed my roll. Number one, because I really can't buy these unless I'm going to spend an exorbitant amount of money at the Bath & Body Works here that's like still an hour away. But also I have a smaller apartment since I'm in a major city, so 1 candle will throw throughout the entire apartment, whereas back home I would want about 2 or 3 going at once. So, yeah, those are them. I still have 2 half-burned candles. I have a Georgia Peach going right now that is delicious, and I also have a London Tea and Lemons. So when I'm back in Wichita next month, so in about 6 weeks or so, I'll be buying a crate of at least 6, but I literally cannot go crazy because I have to be able to get them on an airplane, so I don't know. We'll see. I'll have a candle haul and Bath & Body Works haul and America haul next month, so stay tuned for that. So, tangent, but I digress. Alright, so now I just have like a mountain of wax melts, and I will go ahead and get started. So the first one I melted through was a Better Homes and Gardens Georgia Peach Tea. This was delicious. Delicious! I'm telling you, this was an amazing wax melt. I would love for them to bring this back next year. To me, this was a dupe of Bath & Body Works' Georgia Peach and Sweet Tea. I don't know, something like that. In the sense that it's definitely peach, definitely tea, but there's also a perfumey vibe to it. If you don't like the perfume element, I wouldn't really recommend it, but if you like that fragrance that Bath & Body Works did, this to me was the exact same. I loved having my apartment smell like it. The next one I finished up was a Scentsationals Sunflower Fields. I had mixed feelings about this, so I loved this packaging, and the fragrance to me, kind of a story. To me, I liked it, but I think that this is one of the most almost authentic sunflower fragrances that I've ever smelled like anywhere, because the thing to know about a real sunflower, and they're in bloom right now, by the way, in the US, so if you live in the Midwest, go find yourself a sunflower field because they're blooming. But the thing to know about sunflowers is that unlike a lot of other flowers, like a lilac or a rose or, you know, whatever, the fragrance of a sunflower is not girly. It's not feminine. It's not perfume. It's actually very heavy, almost kind of dark, a little bit masculine if you would want to wear it on your body like at all. I don't know. It's just not what people would typically think a sunflower or a flower would smell like. So to me, again, this is not feminine at all, and in fact it's kind of masculine. So I think that some people would be turned off by that because it is a floral, but again, it's a sunflower, so it's not like a lot of other florals. However, the reason why I like this and I would repurchase is because, oddly enough, this smells exactly like my dad's dad. And I know that sounds totally weird. He wasn't one to wear cologne, you know, back in the day, but for some reason, this is exactly what he smelled like. So to me, it's not a fragrance I would repurchase if I didn't have that connection. But, I mean, he died almost 10 years ago, and I still think about him all the time. So to me, this is a way to kind of reconnect. So I know, like, don't want to get emotional here, but, you know, he was a great man, and so for that reason I would buy this because, again, I thought of him every time that I burned this or melted it, and to me that was very special. So would repurchase for me personally. Check it out if you ever see it, but it may not be for everyone. Okay, the next one I finished up was another floral that is light and airy, at least I thought so. This is the Better Homes and Gardens French Lilac Flowers. This one smelled wonderful. If you don't like lilacs, would not recommend, because this smells just like lilacs. It is strong. However, if you like lilacs, and if this comes back in the spring, would recommend it. So, I was surprised by how strong it is. Usually lilacs are kind of airy. At least I think a real lilac is. But yeah, this was, I don't know if I would call it heavy, but it's definitely strong. So have some vanilla on hand in case you feel like you want to mix them. And I think this would be good with that. So again, would recommend if you can get your hands on this next year, like if you find it next year, then check it out. If you like florals, that is. If not, then forget it, because that's what you get. But yeah. Next one is a Better Homes and Gardens. This is an Island Coconut Lime. This was surprisingly not my favorite out of all of this, and it surprised me because to me this is the closest thing I've ever smelled to Coconut Lime Verbena, and I love that fragrance from Bath & Body Works. However, I did get a little bit bored of having it in a wax form. Again, very surprising. I figured that I would go through and just really want to hoard all of these. So this is actually the second clam of that I've gone through. I went through my first during the school year, this past school year. But yeah, so I would repurchase. It's not like I would never get it again. But, you know, like I said, surprisingly not my favorite, but still worthy of checking out if you can still find it, like maybe in clearance, or if it comes back next year. The next one that I used up is a Scentsationals Hello Sunshine. This one was really delicious. It says Bright Citrus Zest. And for having a picture of a flower, I would actually say that this bright citrus is more so a clue about what it smells like. This is very orangey, very citrusy, and it was delicious. So again, not my favorite out of all these, but it was my boyfriend's favorite actually, so I would repurchase this Hello Sunshine. And the picture is beautiful, but like I said, it's really not a floral, it's more of an orange citrus fragrance. Okay, the next one that I used up is a Scentsationals Honey Bourbon Frosting. So I purchased this in May when I did a Walmart wax haul on my old channel. And I mentioned in May that this choice surprised me because I really don't get into the bourbon thing, at least generally not. So I actually really like bourbon strawberry vanilla, is that right? I don't know, from Bath & Body Works, and I have that in a set of body care, but just in general I don't really care for bourbon when it comes to like gourmand things like this. So I was surprised when I wanted to purchase it, and did. And I liked it for a while, but I did get bored of this. So this one was actually my least favorite out of all of them. However, if you like a kind of spicy almost, or almost alcoholic gourmand, and if you can find this, would still recommend it, but just for me personally, I'll just stick with my Vanilla Cookie Crunch if I want a kind of gourmand vanilla experience. Okay, the next thing I used up, speaking of which, is a Better Homes and Gardens value pack in Vanilla Cookie Crunch. I use this primarily as a mixer, but by the end I was actually enjoying it by itself. I would mix it with, like I said, the French cut lilacs, you know, whatever. And it smelled really good together. This one smells very buttery. I think it's a good retail wax choice if you want that kind of buttery vanilla blender. It definitely smells like these sandwich cookies, like the ones that you can buy in the vending machines. I think that this picture is absolutely spot on to what this smells like. But I hear that you can find vendor wax that is better than this, but I generally don't buy vendor wax just because I'm not really part of that market. But yeah, would recommend if you like retail and you want a good vanilla mixer. Okay, just a few left. I have a Better Homes and Gardens value pack in Wild Berry Cheesecake. This one is another favorite for both my boyfriend and for me. I think that it smells exactly like a berry cheesecake wood. I actually bought 2 of these value packs, so I just got into my second one, but I'll be purchasing more when I'm in Wichita in October. So love it. This is, it kind of seems to be like a cult classic. So make sure that you check this out. If you haven't, I'm sure that most of you have, because, you know, I feel like everybody talks about this, but seriously, it is delicious. So if you haven't, please run, don't walk, run to your Walmart, check this out. Okay, the last 2 that I have are wax melts that I actually purchased here in Australia. The first one is this Glade wax melts in Radiant Berries. And the strange thing is that, I don't know if you can really see this well, but on the back, so let me show you this. Okay, so you see how it's smaller. You also see how these are closer together. These are more spaced out and they pop out very, very easily. And by that, I mean they almost fall out. So this wax was kind of expensive here. I think it was on sale for like $6. And I just thought that it was kind of okay. I'm a little bit underwhelmed with the wax melt selection when it comes to retail in Australia, so I'm kind of going to be checking out vendor wax maybe here. But yeah, I thought this was okay, but I thought that the berries smelled a little bit medicinal, a little bit fake, so I'm not even sure if you could get this in the US, but just in general, probably wouldn't recommend it. Okay, and the very last thing, and I'm actually going to a outlet mall later today near a train station that I frequent that has these. This is Tilly Australia Soy Wax Melts and Peony Rose. This is a dupe, I tell you, for Peony from Bath & Body Works. So again, not that you could even get this in the US, but I'm really enjoying these wax melts. So because they're soy, they did get a little bit messy on the back, but this smelled amazing. I love Peony from Bath & Body Works, so this was a great choice. So would I buy it today when I go back? Maybe. But I know that I can get them anytime because I bought this like 2 months ago and they're still there. And I know that for a fact. So yeah, would repurchase this in the future though. And probably later today I'll do a wax haul from the store that I go to. So that's it. Again, would repurchase. But you know, like I said, I highly doubt that these are even available in the US. So that's it for my July and August wax empties. Like I said, I'll probably be back today doing a little bit of a recording spree in this same exact outfit because I've just got the day to do whatever. But yeah, so with that, please like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at YellowBrickExpat, same way it's spelled here. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.